Take the second exit onto Washington 14. Exit the traffic circle onto Washington 14. Continue on Washington 14 for 3/4 of a mile.
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So, he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, perpetual and compulsive repetition of words, of reckoning and calculating. I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like everything else, it's useful in moderation. A good servant, but a bad master. And all so-called civilized peoples have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive.
KA band 34641.
Excessive thinking, they have lost touch with reality. That's to say, we confuse science.
In 600 feet at the traffic circle, continue straight onto Washington 14 West.
KA band 34641.
Most of us would have rather money than tangible wealth, and a great occasion is somehow spoiled for us unless photographed. And to read about it the next day in the newspaper is oddly more fun for us than the original event.
KA band 34.
This is a
4,
disaster.
1.
For as a result of confusing the real world of nature with mere science, we are destroying nature. We are so tied up in our minds that we've lost our senses. Time to wake up.
34, 7, 2, 2.
What is reality? Obviously, no one can say. Material, that's just an idea. Reality is the point cannot be explained in words. I'm not trying to put you down. It's an expression of you as you are. One must live. We need to survive, to go on. We must go on.
use the left lane to take the ramp to Washington 14. Use the left lane to take the ramp to Washington 14 West. In a quarter mile, merge onto Washington 14 West. At the light, turn right onto Southeast 164th Avenue. In a quarter mile, turn left onto Southeast Cascade Park Drive. At the light, turn left onto Southeast Cascade Park Drive, then turn right onto Southeast 162nd Avenue. In 1,000 feet, make a U-turn at Southeast Village Loop. Make a U-turn at Southeast Village Loop. In 1,000 feet, use the left lane to turn left onto Southeast McGillivray Boulevard. At the light, use the left lane to turn left onto Southeast McGillivray Boulevard. In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Southeast Village Loop. In 800 feet, make a U-turn at Southeast Village Loop. Make a U-turn at Southeast Village Loop. In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Southeast McGillivray Boulevard. In 200 feet, turn right onto Southeast McGillivray Boulevard.
Follow me here
toward Southeast McGillivray Boulevard.
Turn your face towards the
next right onto Southeast McGillivray Boulevard, then use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Southeast 164th Avenue. At the light, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Southeast 164th Avenue. Continue on Southeast 164th Avenue for 3/4 of a mile. In 1,000 feet, slight right onto the ramp to I-205. Slight right onto the ramp to I-205. In a 1/4 mile, merge onto Washington 14 West. quarter mile, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 6 for I. Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 6, then take the I-205 north ramp. Take the I-205 north ramp. merge onto I-5 North.
choosing between Lilliputian and large. Left Marginal's lava has a ball-bashing buddy and drowns in pet poo. Waggish Wade has a pro saver, avoids penny farthings and loves it loose, never tight. From today's dog doctors to popping pills. Yes, it's time for Big or Small Part 2. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted.
Alright, everybody keep it up, keep it light. I like the directional jazz hands. I call those jizz hands. Hello everybody and welcome back to your boy I hope will included in the show where I'm the host because I won last week, and my two friends who are here with me will be competing to win this week, and they host the next one, and there's points, and we write them down on things, and it don't really matter, because let's be honest, most of us forget them halfway through each episode and just arbitrarily do whatever the hell we want. I mean, it's not arbitrary though, because that's against the rules, but I forget the rules exist, so maybe that doesn't. Anyway, my name's Bob, I'm the host, and my competitors for today, as per usual, Mark and Wade. Say hi, Mark and Wade.
Hi, I'm Mark.
Hi. No. Will. Instruction.
Welcome right now.
You dweeb.
Look at this. Wait, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Pull your car to the side of the road and look what I'm doing.
I milk your thumb.
Milk it.
Editors, make both of them blow up. Make both of them explode and the bathtub from way back. The next part we usually do is small talk.
Hey there.
It's been like a week since we hung out and did this, so some cool stuff must have happened, right? What's going on?
Chica's fine.
Oh, good. That's convincing.
Be very careful with that word, that combination of words. My dogs are fine, but not in well for me. My dog is fine. Chica's fine. She's fine.
Mm-hmm. Just say it at least 5 more times. It'll be way more convincing.
God, this is an ugly face. That's a good one.
That one's a special gift for the viewers, I guess.
Well, I only care about them. We know that. We learned that.
Pulled over for the thumb milking. They stay for the Wade face.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Listen, she's fine. She's had diarrhea for a few days. Morning. It's like possibly obstruction or even food is passing through, which is sink. I called one place up first, and they went through the process of taking all the information, like getting everything written down, like name, you know, all the further records, and it took like 10 minutes to get through all of it because he didn't understand what I was saying. And then at the end of that, he said, "All right, the current time is about 3 hours, and that's you walk in the door." And I'm like, that doesn't sound like an emergency. That doesn't sound anything like that. So I go to this other place, I call ahead, and they're like, yeah, we're open, you know, not busy right now, but the doctor doesn't come in for another hour. And I was like, perfect, I'll go there, get there early, I'll be first in line. And I was, but then I waited an hour even after the doctor arrived there, and then I was in the waiting room for like a long time, and then the doctor rolls in, I didn't see, he came in through the back door and was but I waiting there with Chica for another hour, and then they finally come in and there's like, okay, and then they take her, and I'm waiting in the waiting room again for another 2 hours. And meanwhile I'm just like, well, Chica's just back there, can't you come out? It can't be like constant testing. And then, you know, finally they call me into the room again. They're like, oh, we got the results in. I go into the room where she's not there, sit there for another 30 minutes in the room before someone finally comes out and says, yeah, here we didn't find anything, all the blood work is comprehensive, and I'm glad that they did all that. She's fine. They sent off a stool sample for the lab. That's all fine. I brought in that stool sample myself. I was thinking ahead. Good boy. And then they were like, all right, we're just gonna give her this medication. Here's charges. We're gonna get this, and we'll be right out the door. I was not right out the door. It was another 45 fucking minutes. I almost fell asleep in the waiting room. Literally, by then it was jam-packed, but it was like I go in the small room where she wasn't, and then I'm told to leave the small room where she wasn't. And I was like, good.
In 2 miles, use the second from the right lane to take exit 36 toward Washington 432 West.
Well, she told us because Bob and I have been sitting here in a call for 8.5 hours waiting for you. I appreciate that, yeah. I appreciate that.
I thought of this, and now I'm too ashamed to say it sincerely, but I still would like everyone to hear it. They made you come into the back room to give you the information privately because there's the PUPA laws. I give myself -1 point for PUPA.
We're not going any up from here. It's all down. That's the peak.
It's funny you mentioned that because I have got some small up news that's bigger than me.
Like 6'5"?
July 25th, Carly Casella wrote a nice article in Health called Surprise Hair Loss Breakthrough. Sugar gel triggers robust regrowth. Oh. Apparently, there was some kind of study going on where they were doing something with mice, which is pretty typical, and they put this sugar gel on mice. I don't even think it was supposed to be for hair loss. It was supposed to be for something else. But they noticed that when they used the sugar gel on the mice, they were like, their fur started growing back better and thicker than previous things had, and they were like,
In a half mile, use the second from the right lane to take exit 36 toward Washington 432 West.
I don't know what they had done, but I think whatever they were doing to the mice before, they didn't expect the fur to grow back, I think.
What were they doing that needed sugar? Is this just...
Use the second from the right lane to take exit 36, then use the left lane to take the Washington 432 West ramp.
Sound like sugar.
Use the left lane to
Oh,
take
for
the
fuck's
Washington
sake.
432 West ramp.
Should I just pause this?
Rogaine.
Wait, so it's not better? How...
Dude, I read the article 5 days ago.
How's that a breakthrough if it's not better than the current treatment?
Same but different is still a breakthrough, Mark, okay? Come on.
I think that they found that this was working, and now they're gonna it was by complete accident. That wasn't what that was intended to do. And now they're like, huh, that's crazy. We should investigate this further. I think we're at that step where we don't quite know yet.
We gotta experiment. We just gotta put random things on your head. We'll start with tapioca, we'll move to elk's blood, and then we'll try lava for like a quick second just to see, it might work.
Dude, imagine if lava works.
We won't know until science.
Nice icy and then absolute ice.
You have some...
Reason ice. Wait until they do a little bit more research on it, but
The thing about this is, unless it's something more than it sounds like it is, it doesn't sound like it can hurt you. What's sugar gel gonna do that's bad? Make you sticky?
Yeah, exactly. Was it gonna give your head diabetes?
Probably not.
Diabetes is in the feet, we all know.
I got skinabetes. It's just diabetes of my head skin from all the sugar gel.
Well, anyway, wait, that's a great breakthrough.
hey, it's very important.
You could do what almost every influencer who's balding does and fly to Turkey. Apparently that's the thing. And there's a horrific picture of like a tryptophobia picture of a plane full of people who just had it.
Oh no.
I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of who had just got like the hair transplant surgery. It's horrifying to look at. And then it's a
rough.
picture in a plane from seeing all these heads from behind, and it's just everyone has just
Is this the follicle replacement or like the strip?
It's the follicle implants, isn't it? You know what it reminds me of? There's that one doll head in its room in Toy Story where it has the hair like that. It always reminds me of that. Yeah, no, I get it. I definitely get that. If I
In a half mile, take the exit toward 3rd Avenue.
some of my family.
Me too.
I don't know. I don't think I can do shaved head. I don't know exactly what route to take. I might just have to wear hats 24/7. I'm not entirely sure. I guess I should start putting sugar in my hair and not in my mouth. That'll treat both my diseases.
Take the exit toward 3rd Avenue.
But you step off that plane, 10 men jump out with dark cloaks and razors.
In a quarter mile, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto 3rd Avenue.
Hotel's at the airport, but it's a hair transplant.
I have a hair person who shaves my head who swears by going to Turkey for different things.
Is this serious?
Yeah.
At the light, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto 3rd Avenue.
And there are times where I just flat out don't have time to do it because it actually takes a very long time to get my head as smooth as I'd like to get it. So days like before I'm about to travel, because we're doing like a family photo in Minnesota, it's like, didn't have a lot of time today. So rather than me spending 2 hours and like, then Molly be like, you left the spot. I'm like, damn it. I just go there and have them do it because it's quick.
He's got a bald guru.
She also apparently is just like has all kinds of listen, I could talk about that lady for a while. She's so fast. She's the most fascinating person I've met.
Is she from Turkey? Why does she have so many Turkey connections?
No, I think she's from Russia, actually.
That's closer to Turkey than we are, probably, but...
Yeah, she's got a love web, and she loves to go into, like, what's going on in her love life when we talk, and it's always so fascinating. But that's neither here nor there, but she's big on, like, telling people to go to Turkey. Because when I came in and she thought I was 10 years older than I am, she was like, have you thought about going to Turkey and having them do something? So you don't look so old.
Continue for 1.5 miles.
But I found something in the article about the mice. They were studying how sugars heal the wounds of mice when applied topically.
Oh.
So the mice had like lesions or wounds that like no longer had hair growing on them. And they put this on there to help heal the wounds. And they were surprised whenever it was also growing fur back.
No, yeah, sugar is good for wounds because it's hydroscopic. Sugar really sucks the juice, you know?
So they haven't actually, as of the time of me reading this article, this doesn't mention them doing any human studies on it. But they were done it with mice. And they're like, wow, that's actually pretty effective. Molly sent me that and I was reading it. I was like, this is kind of fascinating.
Molly's sending not very subtle hints. Hey, look at this new treatment breakthrough for baldness.
Yeah, every now and then, I wonder, I'm like, do you really like to be bald?
Yeah, it's great.
I'm like falling asleep. She likes to browse Reddit when she goes to sleep. It's like, what are you browsing over there?
You wake up and she's standing over you with a big vat of sugar gel, just like, sorry.
Are you hungry? Cereal.
RT4.
Where's my head? Anyway, that's all I got.
Maybe that's why your house smelled like maple syrup. She got a bunch of sugar gel for you.
Have you looked at the names on this research article? Have you looked closely at these names?
No, I don't know. Mark, what's it say?
I was implying that your wife was named on the. I was trying to imply that she was one of the researchers in this.
I get.
Because the maple syrup cat piss event was way back before this research occurred. I'm so smart.
That was too clever, Mark. Too clever point for you.
You know, Carly ends in a Y, and so does Molly. Coincidence?
Oh my god. Editors, play the X-Files theme. Yeah, and let it go way too long. Just keep playing it. Keep it going. For some reason, we're getting copyrighted.
Man, top tier small talk this week, guys. You both accrued several points over the course of that. Anything else before we move on? Or everyone happy?
Nah, I'm good.
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Guys, I have a reprieve for you. I've been doing a lot of episodes lately where I'm asking you questions that have objectively correct answers. It's been fun, but I want to give you a kind of an easier one. So this week, we're going to have some discussions that have subjectively correct answers.
Okay.
And we don't have to agree, but if you pick the wrong answer, it's gonna be hard to earn points.
Okay, so there's no right answer, but if we pick the wrong answer, we don't get points.
No, there is a right answer. It just is subjective. But there's one right answer to each question. Anyway.
But there's no wrong answers.
They're definitely wrong answers. We've done this before. It's big or small too, everybody.
Okay.
In a quarter mile, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Washington 433 South, Oregon Way.
Oh, right. Now I remember. Yes.
So this is, we're going to debate, I have a list of things. We're going to debate whether it would be better to have big
or small.
And it's all very relative, and there is a correct answer for each one, but it's completely subjective, and we'll figure out what it is.
Will we be able to ask qualifying questions about like how big?
Oh no, yeah, we're gonna define the scenario.
At the light, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Washington 433 South, Oregon Way.
Versus like Wade's or my dogs. I'm talking like Clifford the Big Red Dog, size of a house, or like a dog that you could ride in your breast pocket, like what could be Tinkerbell's dog.
Continue on Washington 433 South for 1.5 miles.
Because Chica, at her current size, punches me in the balls. I do not want to take a full sprint, ram into my crotch. I will be torn in half. The clothes I'm wearing will be found in the next county, and then my testicles, they'll just obliterate on impact. I'll be dead, but you know, it's bad.
Let me backpack with that. Mark, you were talking about Chica a little bit ago being sick, and when sick puppies have vomiting or diarrhea, they can make quite the mess.
Oh, God.
Clifford the Big Red Dog having a tummy ache. The neighbor's house is getting a new paint job.
You know, if you don't let her out in time, she gotta go. Like, you just drown.
The neighbor's like, I don't remember us having a pond. And you're like, we didn't.
You're like in your office, down the hall, like working, you're just on your computer, and in the distance, you just hear like a rumbling, like a whooshing rumbling. You're like, oh no, in the house, no! God, it's like a flood.
I was originally thinking to myself, I was like, we've already got small animals. You can have like a pet gerbil or mouse. Like, you don't want a dog that small. A big dog would be so much fun. But then feeding it.
Part of me wants the big dog so bad. I always thought, I love those books. I love Clifford the Big Red Dog. Part of me is like, I would take big. I want the biggest dog.
And imagine Clifford is a puppy, like, whenever a little bit aggressive and you're trying to play and it like accidentally nips you. You lost your arm.
The rest of me, which is 98% of me, is like, oh, small.
How small? Like this small, in the palm of your hand small?
Like dangerously small. You know, it doesn't have to be a specific size measurement, but like small enough where it's like, if you're cuddling in bed, be careful.
So like a mouse size or smaller.
Like a little hamster. Oh, man. Well, actually, no, you can...
Welcome to Oregon.
I guess in comparison, you just wouldn't treat it the same way as a dog, right? Oh, a little dog in a hamster ball? Oh!
You could have a little dog backpack thing with like, that could climb up.
Oh!
You could, you know, hamster paths where you like goes around your whole house. You have like doggy paths.
Definitely small. I go small.
All right. Well, I told you that was an easy one, and small is the correct answer. So good work, everybody.
Good.
Immediately we went with Mark with the balls, and I just thought.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto the US 30 West ramp to Klatskanie, Astoria.
Furry dinosaur.
But we're gonna keep it easy, but I'm interested in this one. Bicycle. It's a bike that you need. I don't know if you need to ride it to work, but it's a thing that you like doing it.
Turn right onto the US 30 West ramp.
So it's not like so small that you can't ride it. It is a bike and you can ride it. Or
big one. Put me on that big bike, but I still think small, because if it's gonna if it's small, at least you're not falling as far. It's big and you crash that fucker, you're falling a distance.
that's a concern.
Having been through a few bike wrecks, yeah, I don't want to be any higher up off the ground when I go flying.
Is this like a lifted truck situation with you've got monster truck wheels and you like at a certain point you have to start having bike nuts and then probably a Trump flag, like, let's be honest.
Okay, bike nuts, like the little testicles that hang from the back?
Yeah, like truck nuts, but bike nuts.
Is it like the little paper that you put on your wheel, but it's the balls that are flapping up and down so they hit to smack them up with
It's one nut on each side of your back spokes, and they're just like flapping violently as they wang around.
Oh man, you know, that's as tempting as that sounds, but yeah, Wade brings up a good point. I mean, you could have really wide wheels.
I guess my thing for this, to limit the bigness, would be you can't have to have like a special building to get onto the bike. I would say it would be more a matter of like it being very long and tall, but like not so tall you couldn't climb up on it. Maybe with like a step stool or something, but like this isn't like you need a 2-story building where you hop off the roof of the building onto the top of the bike situation. It's more just like the biggest bike that a person could reasonably ride.
If I'm coming up over, there's an overpass, right? Should I be worried about that overpass? It's like 10'7", and I'm staring at it at eye level. Is that how big?
It's gonna be like roller coasters, where you know when you're on a roller coaster and you're going under, and you're always kind of like, huh? But actually, there's like a lot of space. It's like that level.
There are too many trees that don't get trimmed, at least in Cincinnati, the right level.
No, that's true.
Where branches hit your car, your truck. If you're on a bike and you're getting whacked with fucking tree branches and power lines.
On my normal size e-bike, there's already a lot of trees in the face action on some of the, that's true.
Just walking as 6 foot or taller, you get hit in the face with fucking trees, much less on your big bike.
I guess I just can't relate to this experience, but I defer to your wisdom.
Well, branches don't grow below 6 feet. They know better.
They just don't do it.
You guys have roots you gotta climb.
Alright, fine. I'll take my tiny bicycle. This is like the bike that clowns will...
Yeah, this is like you get on it and it like squeaks and you're like...
It has to squeak. It absolutely has to.
It squeaks because it's tiny. Tiny things squeak. This is a fact.
I'm not a fan of this bike, but like, I hate the thought of big bikes, like big dog.
would be.
We are three strapping lads in our prime. We know what's right.
I think the next one might divide us a little bit. Pants, big or small? And we're not talking on the big end. We're not talking like Jinko jeans. We're talking like belong on a different species of two-legged animal, like so big that it's like a kind of an issue. You can, but you have to like lift it up like a hoop skirt.
Is it like long legs that are like dragging under your shoes and stuff too?
Yeah, not like outrageously long, definitely way too long, and just a lot of material. And on the small side, definitely thinking like you have to exist and they have to cover you, but like just the tightest, smallest, like skinniest skinny jeans that a person could put.
One tackle on each side. Is this what we're talking about here?
There's no longer a mystery as to what you're packing in these jeans. Everyone can see everything because they are small and
for the lack of flow. Okay, well, I think it has to be because really jean you and your team spirit. Oh, I'm sorry. Have you never seen the Met Gala? You don't have to experience something to relate it. I've never been there. Imagine yourself on the sun. Oh, look at this guy.
No, might have been there.
when Burling out my go shorts, the second thought I have once I check the size on the shorts is make me leave that dressing like the fashion right now.
Yeah. I gotta go too. I feel like girls' pants they're already living the super small, tight life and just look so uncomfortable. I don't need a jean in my asshole. Crotch space, man, listen, I live my life in basketball shorts. I'm wearing them right now. I don't want anything uncomfortable or tight.
If it's so big here and you like that.
Fenders down, make it wrap shorter.
Look, like you who are tall, you don't have a lot of for me. Either eye level or they look, oh, they're I think that the two cents.
That does need to be full. It has to be like out, but it doesn't bit.
Okay.
When we were in school, the baggy were in, right? Every dude walking around with a hand holding his pants up while he walked around. That was the style. I'm imagining that maybe a little bit wider and long. And I used to be a pretty scrawny dude. Like even when I was like over 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3", I was very, very skinny. And finding any kind of like swim trunks or pants or shorts that fit me right, if they were the right length to be baggy, then they were wide enough for two wades to be in there. And it's just like your belt, you're fucking like rolling up those pants in the weirdest way to get the belt to make the waist fit.
Dude, I don't know what people think long pant wearers are in need of, but I am not a skinny guy. I have been like a big fat guy my whole life. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm fat. I wear a big belt. I have a large number as my waist size. Pants that are the right length for me as a tall person are still too big in the waist, which seems fucked up. I don't wear a small waist. I'm tall and big. There are stores for us specifically, but they make any pants that are like 32 inches long or more. The waist is like 64 inches. It's like, some people wear that size, but I don't know, man.
I'm glad that things that fit are more in a little bit now than they were when we were growing up, because like swimming trunks were so hard to find. If they were going to cover my knees, it's like, well, my ass is coming out in these, and none of them ever have it where you can actually tighten the waist. Like swimming trunks especially have always been the biggest nightmare for me to find, and I'm heavier now than I used to be, so things fit a little bit better in the way that they're designed. But like,
I have to say I'm a little surprised we're agreeing on big here. I think I would pick small if I could make a couple assumptions about it. If it's stretchy material, it would still be tight, but if it's stretchy...
You said jeans. Those are stretchy.
There are stretchy jeans, and if I can be promised and guaranteed that I'm not gonna like rip the crotch out, I think I would go small.
Well, I know I'd rip the crotch out.
As a person who has had a lot of pants in my life where like it didn't fit right, and I was constantly having to like pull up the waist because the sizing's messed up. I wouldn't feel good about how I would look, and it would probably come with some discomfort that I'm underestimating potentially. I would rather have small and just like have date on me that I didn't have to fucking carry a backpack.
I get that, but man, sitting in tight pants is so uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't like tight.
Yeah, I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
All right, next one. And this is going to apply to you, Wade, so maybe this will help you on your upcoming family trip. Suitcase, big or small? There is definitely a right answer to this one. That's why I'm going to let that slide, because I thought you guys actually convinced me a lot and sort of swayed me from. There's a correct answer to this one. Suitcase, big or small?
Are we allowed to talk about it before we just say?
Yeah, we can talk it through.
Is it big, even the small one, is it big enough to actually hold the stuff you need to bring?
It holds enough things that you will survive your trip, but it definitely does not hold even 80% of the pile of every single thing you might want to bring with you on this trip. But it holds enough where it's like you're not gonna not have a toothbrush, you're not gonna not have any clean clothes with you, but you're gonna have a very Spartan experience on this journey.
Okay, and big is like so big that what? Like you have to check it, and even then it's a pain?
Big is when the luggage guy, you know, when you get your bag in there and they put it on the train, your suitcase is another train car in the chain of suitcase cars.
It actually has a flat bed that it sits on because it doesn't fit into the shelf like the rest of them do.
They have to tie it to the wing with some nylon and straps.
When you get to the front of the line and the person who checks your bag in, they look at your bag and they go, and they start reaching to get something out, and they got like special tags and things.
They got chalk. They got
It's a whole bag check. That's how it is.
Small. It's got to be small. You can have, okay, checking a bag usually costs extra, but you can usually have at least carry on and a personal item. And for me, backpack, really small suitcase, I'll get by. If Molly and I are sharing a bag, dear God, I'm going to assume this is for me, and that's her problem. Give me small.
Not only, whenever I go to the Met Gala.
When you're flying to the Met Gala, yes,
I like to fly with my diamond medallion status. I get free checked bags, baby. Make them as big as they make them. It's not my problem. I pay for that problem to go away. I'm sorry you don't have this luxurious experience that I do. It don't matter how big it is.
How are you going to get there, man, if it doesn't fit in your trunk?
My trunk? You think I'm bringing my own bag to the airport with me? I'm carrying it? I'm going to the Met Gala.
How dare I think about the normal person, you're right.
Yeah, excuse me. Excuse me excusing you. Big.
I'm glad you picked big, Mark, because it's subjectively incorrect.
All right.
I mean subjectively, but also objectively. I think we all know that that's true, and that's bonus points to Wade.
Too small is annoying, but like, especially flying out of Cincinnati, man, even if you were in first class, the little luggage things are so tiny. You have to check your bag.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys flew recently during the Cybertruck strike, I thought it was called.
Crowd strike.
Man, oh man, CVG, the bag graveyard that it was. I learned a new appreciation for, even if you can check a bag, maybe you shouldn't sometimes, especially if you have a layover. So going small, not have to worry about that shit again, that seems good, because my God, was that something to witness.
Coward.
Yep. You know what I am.
KA 33747.
I actually also exclusively fly first class because I am also Diamond Medallion Plus member.
Oh, Jesus, you asshole.
So I would go, personally, I would go big, but I think we all know the correct answer is small. So Wade.
Oh, well, if 2 out of the 3 people that matter in the world say that it's big, wouldn't that subjectively make it the right answer?
That would probably objectively make it the right answer, but subject.
K-band.
There might be a third other person who's not here right now who is actually make it the right answer. But subjectivity applied liberally to the situation.
I just want to point out that he said I matter.
He implied that you mattered. There might be a third other person who's not here right now who is actually in that list. Don't count your chickens before they're in first class.
Editors, reveal the webcam of the mysterious fourth member of the podcast.
Anyway, good effort, everybody. All right, this one I'm gonna need to explain a little bit, but
Small, final answer.
You might be right. Medicine, pills, medicine.
Oh,
It's a thing of, if it's small, it's like you have to take 100 of them. It is small pills, they're tiny, that you swallow a handful at a time. To get the full amount of medicine you have to take just an unreasonable amount, like at least a few dozen pills. Some amount that's like a lot of pills to take, but they're very small.
Can you butt chug them?
Well, that's not a right now question.
yeah, you can always butt chug. Always. You don't have to ask us for permission.
Big in this case would be, obviously you can take it orally, like in the same way that you would take the little ones, but it's about the biggest thing that you could physically get down your hole. It's not like you have to force it down. You do, like, put it in your mouth, drink some water, and swallow it like a pill, but it's like, you look at it and you're like,
TikTok update from a while ago. Did you guys ever follow the journey of, I think his name was Bevo?
yes.
You lost me at TikTok update.
I've talked about him on this show before.
Yeah. So his story ended with him in the hospital, I think.
With a ruptured esophagus.
So wait, this is what I'm gonna gesticulate what he did. Look at me. Look at me. Oh, right, well, you know what it is.
You know the rules. Big ups, Jesus Christ. Big ups, beans.
Mm-hmm. Said something right before, but then it's like imagine a whole baked potato, right?
Stick. Since you clearly stick is he ain't shit, and he always goes, you know the rules, and the rules take as much in your mouth as, and so he's always goes, oh, Jesus.
Like a blockage.
Specific by
Does it any?
More gas.
True, she was in the jar. A lot of, I think it was something.
Air.
Body.
No,
Can I? Saying the
one right now.
I've been hands.
Your final answer, do you want to elaborate on it?
I mean, the reason I brought up Bevo as evidence to the small is it's big. It's a experience. Small, mini, to the superior. Yeah, they'd have to break it up. But
It would be like crushed peanut bits, but made into peanut M&M.
okay, this is something Ethan could never ever hope to imagine. I'm laughing at him. You know the peanut nipple? You know the peanut nipple, right? On a peanut, there's a little nipple there. It's just that. So it's just that coated in chocolate, because you could kind of break that piece off there and it would be consistent enough. It'd be like a sunflower seed. Chocolate covered sunflower seeds I've had before, and they're very good.
You could use the rest of that peanut in a regular peanut M&M. You just have nip ones and regular ones.
I gotta go small too, man. I'd love to disagree and give you more ammo, Bob, but the small pills, I would rather take a bunch of little pills than one big one. I don't want to, after the uvula in my throat, I don't want to everything else big in my throat, man.
Yeah, you guys are really going all in on the same answer here, and I gotta say, as a person who takes a surprising amount of pills, I looked at it recently, and I take 8 pills a day, because I take a vitamin, and I take a supplement, and I take another vitamin B that we talked about previously. I'm still doing that. It helps. Pill, it's acidic. Pills in your and it's your tongue at 7 in the morning, you're kind of like, oh, that's a lot. I would rather just have one. I understand that it would be difficult, but as a person whose daily routine includes an annoying amount of pills, some of which are real tiny, like 4 or 5 of the ones I take are like smaller than a normal aspirin. So they're like almost nothing. It's just annoying. You drop them, you gotta organize them, I have a little pill because it's such a pain in the ass to have that many bottles where you're like, 1 of these, 2 of this one, God, don't drop any pills, the dog's gonna eat them. I'd rather just have one. Did I freeze, or are you guys...
We're judging you so hard, you stupid...
You're both wrong, idiots.
You just get like a little spoonful of yogurt, mashed potatoes, swallow.
Imagining a pill this large, I'm imagining.
You have to feel the physical limit.
According to info, you could.
I don't think I could swallow that. And I don't mean like you could physically jam it down your throat. It'd have to be a thing where it wouldn't cause you physical harm to swallow it on a daily basis.
Alright, like this big? Are we talking like a battery size?
I've seen videos of guys and girls swallowing bigger things than that.
That's on the upper end of what I was imagining. But yes, somewhere in that ballpark, I would happily shotgun one of those bad boys a day as opposed to...
One of these?
As opposed to dropping pills everywhere and fucking...
If I swallow this right now and die, will you give me the point?
That's worth at least 2 points, I guess, yeah.
Everyone pull over to the side of the road. You gotta watch this one. Oh, big gulp. I'm dead.
That's 2 points to Mark, I guess.
Jesus, I'm getting railroaded here, man. Well, thankfully he can't compete for any more points now, right?
If he comes back to life, he loses the 2 points, just to be clear.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, interesting discussion. I think...
Hey, what's up, guys? Back from the afterlife here. Want to finish this episode out strong.
I'm gonna cross out dead and take those 2 points away real quick.
Can I get 1 point? I'm a ghost, man.
Alright, I'll give you 1 ghost point.
Okay, cool. You hear my echoey voice and everything?
Editors, don't do any of this. Just make him live with what he's done.
No, please. I sign your checks.
That's not even true. None of us sign shit.
You're right, but I can call the person who does.
I know them too. I have their number too. I'll call them and tell them not to listen to Mark. You don't even worry about it.
Alright, fine.
Well, I'll definitely agree and be correct on this next one. Insects. And think about it, because the initial knee-jerk response seems obvious, because we're talking like insects the size of a horse or a car. Outrageously big, right?
Small.
This is the point. This is unrealistically big insects. Or the small, it's not a decrease in overall total mass. They're just small individual. There's a insect. Breathe.
But a horse mosquito taking a...
Come on. Damn thing keeps losing connection to my fucking car.
This is the plot of it. The bugs.
Oh, but you could find, everyone could have like their unbelievable swarm of things that you basically breathe in.
But a horse mosquito taking a bite would just instantly kill us.
Well, but you could fight, you know, everyone could have like their mosquito shotgun. Like you could fight, it's big enough you could fight it off.
This is literally Starship Troopers. This is the plot of it. The bugs.
Oh, that's true. That's true, actually.
And they were so big that guys with really advanced machine guns were still dying left and right. I don't want to be hit by the bug shooting plasma acid out of its forehead.
Let's set a limit. Let's set a limit. Let's set a realistic limit. It is big, but let's say that there's no bug that's so big that it poses a threat of death to you on a regular basis.
There are bugs right now that threaten us.
Maybe there are bugs that are the size of small chihuahuas. And if it flew up to you, you could just be like, get away.
Aren't there already those in Australia right now?
Probably. I don't know what the hell goes on down there. There are all kinds of crazy shit in Australia.
Aren't there mosquitoes like in the Amazon or Australia that are already like the size of a chihuahua?
They got farms covered in spiders because spiders fly on the wind because they're made of nightmares and gasoline. I don't even know. Like, Australia doesn't count in this because we're talking about the real world, okay? I don't know what happens down there. How dare you bring up Australia to my face?
Well, see, with the small, you kind of already have that with gnats. Like, gnats are terrible. They're awful.
But they can't sting you or anything, and they're still gross.
But you said like that in your mouth, you breathe them in.
But like mosquitoes, like you could get 1,000 mosquito bites if you accidentally wander through a swarm of miniature micro. Still.
Imagine going outside like these several mosquitoes like
on the glass slider door. There's a mosquito the size of a tennis racket just looking at you like.
proboscis makes like a.
Do they get to talk that we're building?
I'm sure, yes, absolutely.
I think it's way worse if the mosquito looks at you. Hey, yeah.
It's a real vamp for permission.
I hate the world of. I've got so big because like the thought of the swarm of tiny mosquitoes covering you outside.
That already exists.
Gnats don't bite. Hurt you.
I mean, it's also is
Like if they're small, like you can barely see them to even get them off of you. Like
I don't want to open that door and have a mosquito filling the door frame staring at me.
I don't either, man. But at least the enemy you can see rather than the enemy you can't.
My boar spear, its nose would through the door like the boar spear. It would get me.
Imagine like the little drain, like the hot air goes out from like your dryer and stuff outside. Imagine just a swarm of tiny things just going in there and you're laying in your room and just this cloud of darkness emerges. It's like, what is happening? And they just fucking cover you.
No, everything would need like HEPA filters. Like you would need mosquito nets wouldn't even work. You need like mosquito plastic balls.
I don't know about you guys leaky ass houses with your bug size holes. I got filtration and central air.
It's not good enough. You need a hazmat suit. If you're gonna have sex, you get a hazmat suit for two because you can't leave it ever.
I don't have sex outside like a Neanderthal.
You can't have it inside. The bugs are everywhere, dude.
Why? Okay, so we're just dead? Is that what it is? We're just dead? Dead from big, dead from small? Is that what the thing is? We're dead?
But big, you can at least fight back. You see them.
When's the last time you fought a horse?
Well, I thought you said smaller than a horse, but never.
Okay, I did back off from that and say smaller than a horse.
How much smaller? We looking at elk?
In the
A
range
deer?
of like a small dog size, like an 8 to 10 pound dog size.
Small dog? Oh, well, if it's that.
I'm sorry, how many hundreds of times larger is that than a normal insect size?
A mosquito the size of a chihuahua, its proboscis would be through my neck. It wouldn't be able to get my blood because it'd kill me.
It wouldn't be able to get blood because it would go right through. Yeah, it'd be fine.
No! How many through?
You'd never get Zika virus because the virus would go right out the other side and it would never touch you.
And I'd be dead before it would even matter. That's...
Nah, you'd be fine. It's not a stinger. It's like a slender little hypodermic needle.
You ever seen a stiletto? A knife, not the heel.
Now, I feel like these things would not get sustenance very easily. They'd go extinct quickly. The small ones, though.
I appreciate your commitment to the world building, Wade, and I don't like the picture you're painting. I'm with you.
I was painting a pretty good picture of the door doorway, mosquito.
There's a big mosquito in the doorway. I've got a baseball bat. There's a swarm. It's like, what am I gonna do? Hairspray and a lighter? What happens when the lighter runs out?
Ooh, flamethrower. Actually,
that would be an incredibly useful and effective strategy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also inside your house, like if you're just like, you're gonna burn something down. You're gonna burn your house down.
Subjectively speaking, Wade is correct, but that was a very good one, and you had a close fight there, Mark. Wade really went all in and built painted a picture that I was picture. Next one, toothbrush. It has to be a size that can fit into your mouth enough to reach your teeth. So I don't know if we're talking about big in terms of like very long.
Is it like, yeah, the strands of the fiber are just like really, really long, like broom length?
I'm not super clear on what kind of big the toothbrush is, but definitely the small one is like, you pick it up and it's like a dollhouse toothbrush, and you're like, this is like an hour to brush your teeth of just like...
God, 2 hours of your day devoted just to brushing teeth.
I mean, half and half. It's tiny. It's a tiny little... It's like brushing your teeth with a splinter.
It loses any effectiveness as like a toothbrush, right? Because the bristles, it could just be one bristle to get any kind of effectiveness, and you can't get any stiffness out of it. At least if you're shoving a broom in your mouth, you're gonna get some plaque off there. You're gonna stab your gums quite a few times, but you know, it would still actually clean something, and in a timely fashion. And think of how tough your gums would be afterwards. You'd have the healthiest set of chompers this side of the Mississippi. And I think that big's the only way to go there.
No. Small's the way to go here, because even if it's small, like you're saying, it's not one bristle. It's still going to be effective. That was part of the rules, so it's still going to work like a little doll hairbrush. And once you get back from the Met Gala, you just have your butler come in while you're sleeping and brush your teeth for you. That way you don't lose any time during your day, and it's so small, it's basically not going to be that noticeable.
You know, I don't know about Mr. Rich Richardson here, but I've never been to the Met Gala, so I don't know about his experiences being relatable to the common man. That's what I'm here for, is to really grow the salt of the earth.
Life is about balance. The yin and the yang. You got your big pants, your small toothbrush. It's all about the yin and the yang that fit together. You need the small toothbrush.
I don't know what hypothetical world where he has big pants. This is a very strange man. He has odd, fashionable choices. He cannot be trusted about the toothbrush decisions of the world.
Interesting. Well, subjectively speaking, Mark is definitely correct.
Okay.
So that's a big toothbrush point for Mark.
Shit.
You know what, Wade? I appreciate you taking the other side. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. That's considerate. But you're wrong, and you suck. Next one. This one is one people kind of experience, because there is a range of sizes on this naturally already. But we're going to talk about this in this scale that's like concerning as opposed to realistic.
Penis.
Fingers. Almost. So it'd be small enough that you still technically have fingers.
So I'm just imagining it.
Long and skinny, or like short and skinny, like barely.
Ooh, long and skinny. That'd be so fragile. I don't know. I feel like proportional but small.
You know the finger men
Yes,
from Spy Kids? That's what I'm imagining.
No, that was what inspired this. That image haunts me to this very day. I fucking hate those guys. Look up the finger guys from Spy Kids. Holy shit, did I hate that when I saw that movie as a kid.
Oh.
So we're talking small, but you could still pick small things up. Like, they have to function. You have a functioning hand of fingers, and the number is not different, but it's just, they're just unreasonably small. Like, you can only pick up the smallest of utensils for whatever you're doing, and that, you know, there's a lack of strength. It creates issues. Big is the same, but big. They have to still fit on your hand, and they have to still work as fingers. But I think big needs to be longer. Like Slenderman-esque, like long, like not extra joints necessarily, but
like salad fingers.
But they're thick too, right? They gotta be thick and long.
They're out there. They're something.
I'm imagining you got your pinky toe size finger on each of these, just a little pinky toe nub on all these. That's small, okay? Big. It doesn't matter how big, how long, if you got big hands. You know what I'm saying? They got a certain, a je ne sais quoi about it, you know? It's a status symbol.
In this universe, are we assuming that that's correct? So that is a rule that if you have big hands, you have big penis?
Yes, maybe, sure. Actually, I retract my no. I was drunk.
I accept your retraction. Well, the finger size is now apparently tied to penis size, so I'm going to give Wade a point for being right off the bat.
He's small is right.
No, penis was right.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
I'm gonna go small though here, and there's a very particular reason. Dick, I suppose. Dude, already, there are times where my hands, I don't even have particularly large hands, but there are times where it's just like, I can't quite hit the reset button. I can't quite do this. My finger's a little bit smaller. The inside of my ears, I get itchy, and I need to like itch my ears sometimes. A big old fucking fist-sized fingertip, I can't itch the inside of my ear. Oh, there's something stuck in my tooth? Let me take my mammoth hand and, oh wait, no, I can't. I gotta wait till I can get like a toothbrush or something. I gotta get something like I need my hands and fingers to fit in things better than they do right now. Any bigger and thicker, and it's like, I can't. Give me the baby hands and the baby dick, because at least then I could scratch and itch and do other things.
Some good points, but it's called a Q-tip. You know, they're made for the ears.
You keep those on you at all times?
Yes, actually I do, all the time. But I would like to raise up one point. So even if was gargantuanly, unfeasibly large. There is one inspiration, and Bob, I hope you can step outside of, I know you don't like the game, but Elden Ring. I'm going to bring up Elden Ring for a second here.
You know, I've actually been playing that a lot lately. I'm coming around on it, but go ahead.
Okay, good. Okay. There's a certain weapon in the game, in the base game. It's not a spoiler for the DLC, and I'm going to share, I pulled up a video of it.
I think I and I do.
There's a weapon here. Weapon.
I don't care for it.
Imagine if your finger was so large that one flick. Think about a ring you have on it. Pow! Wha-bam!
You could wear a lot of Elden Rings.
It would be very expensive to get rings the size of that finger.
I mean, you got a finger that big, you can afford it, if you know what I mean.
But if small hands, you can just take a little hand contraption made that you put your little hands into that are normal sized hand thing, and still they're just working
like this. I love these guys.
The manner, God, yeah. Have much hand in them.
I hated those things.
Yeah, that's what it'd be. Yeah. Not only that, but your dick, huge.
Mark is playing a video from, I forget exactly what it's called. It's called The Manor, the something Manor in Elden Ring.
Carrion Manor, I think.
Carrion Manor in Elden Ring, where there's these big hands that have like 8 to 10 fingers each that come after you.
They crawl around. They're like Thing from Adam's Family, but huge.
I don't care for those. I don't.
Small. Give me small. You can't shrink them. You can't put big hands into a smaller thing. They're still big hands. Smaller hands you can work with.
I don't need a small world when I got big hands.
You're like, you can't hold a big utensil. You can wrap that thing to your little hand, and all of a sudden,
called lips. You know, you can pick up anything with lips.
excuse me.
You can pick up anything with lips.
That's it. That seals it. Subjectively, Mark is correct. You can pick up anything with lips. He got there.
I couldn't see the forest through the hair.
I was trying to figure out who was subjectively winning that debate. Mark just subjectively kicked your ass to the curb. You can pick up anything. In the same way that you can milk anything with nipples, you can pick up anything with lips. And that is just a truth of the universe.
I hadn't considered it. Like, I want to fight more, but I have to concede. That's a point I hadn't even gotten to.
What a world.
You and I are playing big, small chess. He's playing big checkers. Wait, that's not it. We're playing...
He's playing Big Small Chess 3.0.
Yeah, that's it.
Alrighty. Well, that's the end. We've made some astonishing discoveries and important decisions today, I think. Most importantly, we've decided big or small on a range of new things that now everyone can take and use that information in their day-to-day lives. And if it ever comes up, you know which is correct. Mark, you earned points for Sick Chica, Chica Fine. Too Clever, Small Dog, Bike Nuts, Met Gala, Big Thinkin', Diamond Medallion Life, TikTok Update, Peanut Nipples, Salting the Earth, Dead But Then Not Dead, Ghost, Big Toothbrush, Big Things, and also Elden Ring. I'm coming around on Elden. I've played a lot of Elden Ring lately.
Oh wow, he didn't get any points for the lips?
The Elden Ring points was also kind of the lips point. I was writing that as you said lips, and I was, you know what? You're right, Wade. He should get a point for lips.
Alright, thank you.
Oh,
Oh, Mark, you also got a point for lips. That's excellent.
You know, Mark doesn't sign our checks. I gotta do what I can for him.
Wade, you earned points for good boy, bald, Russian bald guru, small dog agreement, trees in the face, he survived, subjectively correct, fart jars, Australia, with a big angry face drawn next to it, big insects correct, hazmat suit for 2, butler brush, and penis correct guess, apparently. Oh, no, yeah, because it was about penises, even though I said it wasn't. You were correct.
Well, it was about penises, but it was ultimately about lips. And those two go hand in hand. That's not how I want it.
Yeah, those two go penis and lips.
You got your lip in my penis.
You got your penis in my lip. Racist penis. I got -1 point for Papa. Oh, did I say Papa? No, I deserve to lose a point for that. You earned a total of 14 points today. And Mark, you earned a total of 18 points. But also you lost 2 points for coming back to life. But that still means you earned a total of 16 points today. And I didn't say it out loud, but we were playing most points wins. Someday I want to do least points wins without it announcing that and just throw that in at the very last one. But I don't want to do that. That seems weird. So anyway, congratulations to Mark. It was a good episode today. You guys had a lot of back and forth. You changed my mind. You smalled my big and bigged my small at a couple of occasions, and I'm shocked. And honestly, Wade, you deserve better. But I treat you poorly because I'm a bad friend. The loser speech?
Oh, me first, yeah. This loser's speech is brought to you by me, because I lost. I just gotta say, I'm glad we agreed on a lot of these things, and the few that we didn't, I know in my heart of hearts I was correct. But ultimately, the thing that I'm coming away with is that having a house with a bunch of really tiny puppies running around little hamster mouse cage type tunnels and stuff would be really adorable. Laying on the ground and having a bunch of little tiny puppies and hugs would be this loss about that.
Feeling like a winner, but looking like a loser.
I like to think I'm a big thinker. I got big thoughts. I don't know if I always went big in this game, but I'd like to feel that. Actually, yeah, I'm just that lover. Look at my lips. Thank you. Have a good day.
Because he's so small, that doesn't make him average.
Yeah, well, it's an optical illusion because he's so short. Anyway, congratulations, Mark. That means you're going to host the next episode. Everyone, thanks so much for listening and watching, or both. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast so that you always know when there's a new episode. And subscribe on Spotify specifically, because that's the only place you can watch the video, if you're into that.
Oh, you're into that. You know you are.
Yeah, probably you are. Mark is Markiplier. Wade is Minion777, or Lord Minion777. I am Mice Herm. We have social media. We also have merch available at distractablestore.com. That's the end of the episode. And I sincerely, for about 2 seconds, just forgot what we always say at the end of literally every episode of the several hundred that we've done now. But I remembered. Don't worry, everybody. Bye. Podcast out.
There you are.
From the back. She's like, really? Why not, man? Butt ain't a bad word, and neither is nugget. Son of a goddamn it! How are you now gonna get me on a logical loophole? Are you serious? What are you, the kindergarten insult to Yoda? Lay off me, I'm hungover right now, right? I'm sweating in the morning. That's a bad sign for a grown-up. Eyelid sweat. I'm a disaster. Every single day, these little kids, every day would ruin my life. Like one morning, this little kid was just like, hey, yo, Mr. B, why are you so sweaty right now? Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, right, thank you, appreciate it. I am happy. what's called an anxiety attack right now. Because I just realized I don't know how to spell receive on the whiteboard. That's what's happening. Too many vowels in that word. Are you serious? I's, E's, oh, more E's somewhere. See, that sounds like an S jammed in the middle. I don't know if you guys know this, but there is no autocorrect on a whiteboard, all right? It's no replacements every single time. I quit teaching because of the word unnecessary. Yeah, have you guys tried that word puzzle freehand? You gotta take a nap halfway through it. Just try to write that like it is one of those Spanish squiggly things. That ought to cover a few letters I'm missing, and we'll factor a Y out of. You know what? Who wants a nap right now? Handing those out liberally. Just wasn't ready. Nobody. You meet who is very high functioning autistic. If you're familiar with that, but it's a fascinating brain condition, and the way he learned was so different than anybody else, and that's fine. We all learn differently. Sometimes he needed to listen to the same song like over and over. It's kind of like get into his. That's how brain works. And like I said, that's fine, but not the same entire song. The same 8 seconds of the same song over. Sometimes something like this. Did we end up like this? Why weren't we able? I love it. I'm married to someone whose brain is that there's no problem with this. Favorite when you're done with the race is and to say like be that stupid. Bumped all the box, put great. She goes, what's going on in here? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea, but it would appear as though someone has been closing the box. We have so many things at home. So I would never have, if I lived by myself, I would never own a banana hanger. Apparently we needed one because there was a problem I was unaware of, and what are these bananas doing laying all over the place? One banana. We went to Costco recently. We got a bunch of stuff. We got toothbrushes, among other things. You know how many toothbrushes we got? And, well, she goes, well, my wife says, she goes, well, per unit to somebody. In a normal conversation, per unit.
That's the best deal you're ever gonna get on toothbrushes. I'm like, yeah, because I was looking how to save money on them, first of all. I'm going broke buying toothbrushes. But if we don't like them, like if you first one, you're gonna be using these the rest of your life. I'm reading the and the box that says rubber hand grip for control. Have you guys ever lost control of your tooth? Could you keep it on stall here, please? Starting to get in first more often than not. It's getting a little aggravating. We have napkin rings. Because if you roll up a napkin and don't constrict it with something, back to its original shape. I mean, I can't keep the napkins closed. Why? We have to get along, though. Thank God it's those little things, you know, because the big picture, we have to get along with each other, my wife and I, because she has this great job. She has an awesome job. She's had it for like 3 years now. When they hired her, they gave her this choice. I was not aware of the choice. I didn't hear about this until after the fact. They told her that she could either, when she got the job, she can work in an office in New York City. Or, if she wanted to, she could work from home. Which one do you think she picked? She's working from home. So now we spend 40 hours a week together. Extra. That's a lot of time, people. That's like 160 hours a month. 1,920 hours a year. And I did the math because I was curious, not because I was upset. But, sick days, vacation days? Also. Yeah. Hey, she's got to put up with me, too. I'm not the only one complaining, I'm sure about it. But, so she had to make an office. This was so funny. She took one of our rooms and made an office so she could work from home. And I, again, was not consulted on the structure or setup of the office. So she just did it. It was like, you know, okay. The first thing I noticed, I walk in, she had set up her computer literally right next to mine. She goes, what do you think of the office? I said, I think it's going to limit my internet usage.
I'll play a couple of tunes here on the guitar before we turn loose. Y'all ready for some of that? Well, I like writing songs about fun stuff, stress-reducing activities, you know, and we got a lot of stress in the world today, right? So my wife will occasionally peel off and go do a massage or something, but that's expensive, and it don't last very long, does it? 2 hours later, you're still mad at people in traffic you never met. If you want to get a full day's relaxation, this is what I recommend. Go out to the airport and rent a car and just tear it up. Just beat it to pieces. Y'all ever done that?
K-band.
Oh, I'm going to change your whole world right now. This is good. For like $39 a day, you get you a Toyota Corolla, something like that, pretty nice car. For $20 more, you can buy all the insurance you need to total that vehicle. Here's the best part. The same guy selling you both things. One-stop shopping. He told me for this extra $20 of insurance, if you get into a full-blown accident, total the vehicle, your insurance won't even get a phone call. I'm like, is this a double dog dare? What's going on right here? Here's 40, follow me in 2 cars. Let's go. So if you do everything you hear in this song, I guarantee you get your money's worth next time you drive one.
This poster on her door. Live, love, laugh. Infuriating. And ironic, because the door would open, I'd see her face and think just the opposite. Kill, hate, cry. People say what? People say confidence is attractive, but I think that's only true if you're already good looking. Like if you're confident and not good looking, people are like, Why is that freak so confident? He must have murdered somebody. There's a difference between being hot and being attractive, too. Hot, that's physical. Attractive, that's mental. Like if you post a bikini photo on Instagram, that's hot. But if your caption is, "Yas," it's not attractive. I think women are at their hottest at 20. Like at 20, you're like the sun. That's how hot you are. And then as you grow older, you're kind of moving away from the sun. Like in your 20s, you're like Mars. Nothing wrong with Mars. People want to explore Mars. It's just not the sun. Then in your 30s, you're like Saturn. You know, you get a little bigger. You want that ring. Then, you know, eventually you're like Pluto. People are like, I don't even know if it's a planet anymore.
In 800 feet, slight right onto US 30 West, Marine Drive.
They're hot, but they're not attractive. They say stuff like, I literally can't even. And they're not talking about paying a mortgage. They're talking about finishing a smoothie. Like no 50-year-old Pluto woman is gonna be like, I literally can't even. Because they know they can.
Make a slight right onto US 30 West, Marine Drive.
2 divorces, I'm pretty sure I can handle Jamba Juice. That's attractive, you know?
Continue on US 30 West for 3/4 of a mile.
Even if you fail, you land amongst the stars. Which is like this beautiful, uplifting quote, if you don't know science. Because the stars are trillions of times farther away than the moon. So really what the quote should be is shoot for the stars. Even if you fail, you'll suffocate from the lack of oxygen.
Back to basics. Pure comedy. I'm a big fan. Sirius XM 98.
Hey everybody, this is Tom Papa. Come to Papa. This is the show that we do once a month here.
Some good news in the world, too. This happened a couple weeks ago. There's a 98-year-old woman that just graduated from college. 98. Somebody turned 94 and was like, I gotta get my life together. Where are you going on spring break? Heaven? College is supposed to be the best 4 years of your life, not the last 4 years of your life. Just think about it. When you're that old, you don't have to go to class. Right? When you're in your 90s, you already live like a college kid. You have the same schedule. You get up, you get high, you watch The Price is Right, back to bed. That's it. Clock out, Mildred. Your day is complete. That's the greatest generation for you. She's in her 90s and still being productive. I'm 38. Cannot wait to get into a retirement home. You seen those ads on TV? I saw an ad for one the other day. I live in Los Angeles, and this place is in Florida. They're advertising 3,000 miles away because they know they can hook this guy. And I'm like, comes on late at night, and I'm watching. I see this ad for this retirement home. I want everything I'm looking at. I want the bingo, the pudding, the bedpan. I want it all. End of the ad is the best part. The end of the ad, it says The Villages.
In 1,000 feet, US 101 North.
And I'm like, that's awesome. And 5 minutes later, I'm like, it's too. Is that a great deal, or are they just betting that Pop-Pop ain't gonna make it all 18 holes? Get up to the start, you're like, what's the back nine look like?
Take the second right onto US 101 North.
I did go to college. I did the college thing. I majored in communications. It was a total waste of Lori Laughlin's money.
Continue on US 101 North for 13 miles.
Because I think when you go to college, you go with one of two mindsets. You either go to college with a goal, or you go to college with an idea. Like, you go to college with a goal, you're like, I'm going to be an accountant, I'm going to be a lawyer, that's probably going to come true for you. You go to college with an idea. I was like, maybe I'll be a doctor. That doesn't work out, I got comedy, hey! So I take biology, I take the intro to biology, and this is my very first semester. I'm not going to tell you guys what I got on my first test, like I don't even remember, but my second test comes back. From a scale of 0 to 100, and all it says on it says 53. ... Nice improvement. I saw that and I'm like, I better be hilarious because... And it's so funny that I get to like perform at colleges now and like kids listen to me. They ask me serious questions after the show. One kid asked me what should he major in? And I'm like, I don't know. Do it, especially now. Do what makes you happy, dude. Have you seen the state of the world? We could be gone tomorrow. Like it used to be like, oh, well, what's the future going to hold? I don't know if we have a future, guys. We're having a good time in here. It could be the Book of Eli out there right now, okay?
You're listening to Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup, where we work hard to bring you the greatest comedy on earth. Real American stuff. Get her done.
I was at the breakfast table this morning, and I read in the newspaper that more and more adults are living at home with their parents. That surprised me. I was like, Mom, did you read this? Living. So surprised I caught Fruit Loops all over my...